Stratters. This is Wall of Ice Cream here, introducing you Penny Dreadful, one of the newer Magic the Gathering formats on MTGO, or Magic the Gathering Online. It is an online-only format. It is a format that allows all cards that are 1.5 pennies or less, and it decides that by a robot going through all the Magic the Gathering Online sellers, looking at cards that fluctuate between 1 penny to 2 pennies, and if the card is more than often than not 1 penny, it's legal in the set, and if the card is less than a penny, it's also legal in the set. It's a brewer's paradise. You get to use cards that were really good and standards past that are just not being used anymore. You could use rares. You could use a couple of mythics are even legal and Penny Dreadful, if you can believe it. Especially with, say, in the vault cards with a mythic symbol on them, they can be a penny too. So about half of Magic cards are legal and Penny Dreadful, and this is a cheap way of getting into Magic the Gathering Online. I know a lot of people quit Magic the Gathering because they said, well, you know, we don't have hundreds of dollars for decks. I had hundreds of dollars for decks, but when my decks ended up being more than $1,000, I just had to quit. I love Magic the Gathering. You love Magic the Gathering. But let's face it, people, this is getting a little ridiculous. However, we can use our wisdom from all these 25 years of Magic the Gathering, and we can put it together, and we can brew excellent decks. For people who are too lazy to do Penny Dreadful, there's net decks, and you'll find a couple of tricks in order to get into Penny Dreadful, as I have. I'm a new person in Penny Dreadful too. So let's look at the resources. The first one we have is the Penny Dreadful MTGO website right here. It offers you a Discord channel where you can discuss Penny Dreadful with your friends. Here's the Penny Dreadful channel right here on Pennies. It has robots that will check with you if a Penny Dreadful card is legal. Now look, here we have Raffles 37 cents. It was a penny. It was, I think, $1 at some point when it was only Urza block, but since Raffles gets printed in Vintage Masters, Raffles ends up being a penny. Same thing, Deranged Hermit was over $1 when it was just printed in Urza blocks. Very, very small print run. And once again, printed in Vintage Masters, it's a penny card too. You can discuss not only Penny Dreadful, but Penny Dreadful Elder Dragon Highlander, which is the same thing. You can actually have penny legendary creatures and put them in your deck. Same rules as Elder Dragon Highlander. You have a 99 card deck with 1 commander and no sideboard. And regular Penny Dreadful, same rules as Magic the Gathering, 60 card deck. Let's look at how you can look at, well, what are Penny Dreadful cards first off. Well, there's this beautiful website called scryfall.com. It's a godsend. It gives you pictures of all the cards you want. You can sort by format, Penny Dreadful. It's all you have to put in here, and it will tell you every single Penny Dreadful legal card. You can sort it by rarity. You can sort it by color. You can sort it however you want. And yeah, here you go. You can look for the lands. You can look for legendary creatures for your commander. You can sort by commander legal, Penny Dreadful commanders, to see what's legal on there. And then we can build your deck, and once you build your deck, unfortunately there's nothing in Magic the Gathering Online to check if the deck is legal. But what you can do is you can export your deck onto your desktop, and then you can paste that deck onto the Penny Dreadful website, and you can use that and deck check your deck right here. And you can check your deck, and it'll tell you what card from Magic deck. Well, I had it working in this list. All right, what did I know? Oh my gosh. Okay, check your deck. We'll use Lil Kid green. Check your deck. Your deck is illegal. It has Findhorn, Elver, Bravo Crush, Femmer Farshers. Okay, all these cards were legal in spring. Although I doubt that Troll Acidic from Mirrodin would have been legal for very long. It was like 22 cents last I heard from. So the budget for these decks could be more than $1. It could be that the card started the season as a penny and it crept up to 2 cents or 3 cents or 10 cents. So you should budget about $3 for your decks, especially since some of these robots will take parts of tickets in order to get the cards you need, and you'll find that parts of a ticket will be spread amongst several merchants while you're trying to get all the cards for your decks. So let's go on to the deck tech. Let's go to Magic Online here. So this is my Lil Kid green deck. Made some changes to it. This is a couple of months old. It's rotated, but I decided to make a deck tech for it anyway. So cards, Thawing Glaciers is absolutely crazy as a card. There's just a ton of promos of these cards. So if you think like, no, there's no way that's going to be a penny, it could be a penny. You never know. Thawing Glaciers isn't good enough for Legacy or Vintage anymore. So yeah, it's a penny card. Urza's Factory, of course, this is Mana Sink. Rogue's Passage ended up kicking my butt at one point, so I just threw it into the deck. There isn't that much green mana symbols in the deck. A lot of these cards just require like one colorless mana. Excuse me. Fertile Thicket, of course, is just cute. Blighted Woodland, once again, it's just a mana sink. You'll notice that there's not that many non-basics in the deck because, well, a lot of non-basics are more than a penny. That's why. A lot of elves are actually more than a penny. We have Findhorn elves instead of Flanware elves. Flanware elves is just too good. Priest of Titania is too good. So we have Heart Warden. This is a pretty nice elf. Druid of the Cowl. It's a really nice elf too. Look at that picture, guys. Isn't that great? Leaf Gilder. It's a great card in Standard. Nature's Lore. I had a lot of cards. I was Untamed Wilds would be good enough for this deck. It's green 2. Search library for basic land and put it on the battlefield. But if portal cards work, then let's just put portal cards in the deck. That's what I always say. We have Magus of the Library. This card is the MVP of the entire deck. It has a colorless management mana pool, and it's a card drawing engine. I'm actually surprised after playing with this card why it isn't in Modern anymore. Probably because it's not good enough in competitive Modern, but still. Findhorn Elder, great card from Urza Block Standard. And we have Rona's Monument. Green creatures cost 1 less to cast. So that's the green mana ramp of the deck. And this is where you get the Lil Kid green from. So that lets us play some really powerful spells. Starting with Scoot Mob. This can just become way overpowered. Just become a 9/9. This is cards way under cost. It's great in Duel of the Planeswalkers. Lots of card draw in this deck. This used to be Cetacean Tactics, but I just can't use Cetacean Tactics very well in Magic the Gathering Online. Life's Legacy draws cards. Equal to creature's power. Excellent card. Oh, I forgot about mentioning Harvest Season. Yeah, Harvest Season. It's amazing how this format lets you like research cards you've never heard of and never seen play at all, and throws them into the deck. Let's just keep going from the smallest to the largest. Seal of Primordial, just a better disenchant. There's going to be something busted somewhere, you just know it. Blanchwood Armor is just a better Oaken form. Board Umbra is a better Oaken form. Broken Fall, I think it's one of the best green creatures, and Tempest. This, you can just return it to your hand for no reason at all, so your opponent can't just disenchant Broken Fall. You can just Broken Fall, generate Findhorn Elves just for fun, And Disenchant's is countered. This is just an amazing card. Why aren't more people playing with this? Why didn't people play with this back in the day? Color Herd was busted back in the day. This was an excellent Magic the Gathering card. Green 2 for 3/3 was great. Getting it to flash back was really great. Civic Wayfinder, also a great card from Duels of Planeswalkers. We already did that. Greenweaver Druid. Once again, have not heard about this card. It's Find Horror Elf number 2. Imperious Perfect completes the elf theme. We have so many elves in this deck, guys. So our commander, Dwynen Guiltleaf Dane, I'm not sure this is the best green commander in the deck, but it sure kind of surprises our opponent. Like, you're playing an elf deck, and I'm like, do you wish we're playing little kid green deck? This is just so their elves can survive long enough to play little kid green. Manglehorn destroys an artifact. It's like a Kismet on a stick. Imperious Perfect is so good. This is Pilgrimage once again. Through an Untamed Wilds, this is better than Untamed Wilds because it puts a forest into play and puts like 2 forests in your hand. That's just amazing. Tracker doesn't have enough love. This is a card from Legends. You can throw Blanchwood Armor on Tracker or like a Boar Umbra and then drag your opponent's team down for the win. This is like a Royal Assassin that kills creatures while they're untapped. Absolutely ludicrous. Bowl of Nihilea has just too much versatility not to use. It's a Guy's Blessing. It's a Healing Salve. It is from Rift Archer. And it puts counters on creatures. Gaia's Anthem. Creatures you control get +1/+1. It's a color shifted Glorious Anthem. That's what it is. And there's just so many creatures in this deck. We're rocking 36 creatures. It's more than 1/3 creatures. So you gotta have to help them. Mirrored Cat Warrior is like the best green creature for green weenie for the longest time because it has 3 abilities on it. Moldiah Channelers is, well, we couldn't have Moracle of Moldiah, first off. And if this ends up being a 5/5, it's totally busted. And if this is like 2 Birds of Paradise, it's totally busted. Rending Vines, once again, I'm really expecting busted enchantments and artifacts from other decks. You have to have it in Commander. Controller's Edict, once again, over 20 cents. This card beat me up badly in Mirrodin Extended. The Hall of Triumph is basically just Guy's Anthem number 2. You just pick green. Creatures you color you control get +1/+1. There's a kind of a lack of artifact creatures in here, for better or for worse. Hunting Wilds, once again, just a better Untamed Wilds. Anu Giant impressed me in Duel of Planeswalkers. It just searches your library for a basic land, puts it in play tapped, and gives you more room for the bigger creatures around here. But also, thins your deck. And 2/4 isn't that bad for green 3, right, guys? Right. This is Deranged Hermit number 2, Selenite Hermit, the reprint of Deranged Hermit, except it has Morph instead of Echo. Creates 4/1 green stopping tokens. This is this is going to go crazy, guys, because we have Fangorn Firstborn. Whenever it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each attacking creature. So you could have Selenite Hermit for a bunch of 1/1s, and then they're not 1/1s or 2/2s, except they're 3/3s, except they're all 4/4s. So this is MVP of the deck right here. I'm surprised even in Mirrodin Extended people didn't know about this card. Garrick's Pack Leader, once again, surprised me in Duels of Planeswalkers. Just playing tons of PlayStation 3 made me think about Little Kid Green, I guess. Creature power 3 or greater goes under the battlefield you control, you may draw a card. Hunter's Prowess, draw 7, I guess. Seems good for 5, right? Right. There were a lot of deliberations whether Hunter's Prowess was going to be in competitive standard, and it really wasn't. And hey, now we get to play with these cards. That's the point of Penny Dreadful. Mitotic Slime, once again, impressed me in Duels of Planeswalkers. You could have 4/1/1 ooze tokens, once again, that are just boosted by Hall of Triumph, boosted by Fangorn Firstborn. boosted by Guy's Anthem. So now we have a token sub-theme of this deck. We have Ant Queen. Another Dual Planeswalkers card? Yeah, we're putting them all in. Here's to you, PlayStation 3. So token sub-theme in the deck. Draw cards with the power target creature you control. Could be a draw 7. Yes, please. Arashi Sky Asunder. Now we're just running out of ideas. We're just looking for good power toughness ratios. And Arashi Sky Asunder isn't that bad, actually. Deals X damage to target creature with flying, so just hurricane the entire board if it needs to be. Green's just bad at hurricanes. I'm Last Visitor. This is the 99th card in this deck. This card really doesn't belong here, but hey, look at that. It has excellent power toughness ratios. Deranged Tournament, once again. Deranged Tournament number 1. Gigantiform. This closes out the game by itself. It doesn't matter that there isn't 4 Gigantiforms in the deck. It matters that our opponent is just beaten down to 0 life. And when you Gigantiform something like Scoot Mob, the 1/1 counters don't count. So it's an 8/8 with 4 1/1 counters, which turns it into a 12/12. And that's GG right there. Incremental Growth is just solid card. You're going to have 3 creatures in play. Even if it's just a Finehorn Elf getting that 1/1 counter, it's completely worth it. You get 6 1/1 counters for 5 mana. It's like a 6/6 creature for 5. And we're putting in 5/5 creatures for 5. So it's in there. Ridgescale Tusker. Once again, going this token sub-theme. If we're going to play with Deranged Tournament, we're just going to play with creature boosters. Wolfir Silverheart, just excellent power and toughness. It's like an 8/8 for 5 mana. It's soul bonds with another creature. So many creatures in this deck. There's going to be one. Arbus Colossus. Play this in Cons Standard. Excellent card. Theros Con Standard. Can be a monstrous pretty easily. There's just too much mana in this deck. Not for it to go monstrous. That makes it a 9/9, and it's a 2-for-1. It's what it is. And this green needs card advantage in some way. Go down the North Tree is busted. 6/4, Trample Shroud. It doesn't really matter that we can't target it because we have so many enchantments that are just non-targeting. Going back to Gaia's Anthem and like Hall of Triumph. That can just boost, go down the North Tree. Fangren Firstborn can just turn it into a 7/5, and by then it's just out of control. Overrun for just a 1-turn win. Hydra Broodmaster, just a pet card, once again, from Con Standard. This could be any number at all. Monsters could be green X = 4, and this becomes 11/11 with 4/4 green Hydra creature tokens. And your opponent could just concede. Your opponent could just control every single card you have, every single game. It could be these 1-for-1s. Your opponent could discard your card, draw spells. They could wrath your board, but then you could just, at the end of the day, you just draw a Hydra Broodmaster to win. Sylvos Rogue Elemental, this used to be an excellent card when it was first printed, and now it's forgotten. And that's quite sad, because this was a really nice card. Terror Stomper is the best worst card in Magic. It is an 8/8 trample, and can't be countered. It's better than Crawworm, which is a 6/4 for green 4. You have a Mireworm, it's a 6/4 trample for green 4. So naturally, Wizards of the Coast just kept replacing cards with better and better cards until we just got Gigantiform. Zendikar Resurgent. It's a Mana Flare. Whenever you cast a creature's spell, draw a card. You would think, like in Pauper, it's really hard to get these cards like Muldrifter, which is a creature that lets you draw 2 cards, or Treasure Cruise, which allows you to draw 3 cards. And in the world of commons, it's like these cards are like gold. And Penny Dreadful has cheaper cards than in Pauper. And they let you draw more cards than Pauper. It's quite strange. And Gigantomancer impressed me during Duels of Planeswalkers. This could just end the game by itself. All you need is a Deranged Tournament and a Gigantomancer, and your opponent concedes. Sandworm Convergence, this is just a test card. I haven't actually seen this card in my deck. I've played a couple of games. Could be really good. Creatures of flying can attack your planeswalkers you control. Sounds good in mono green when there's not enough flying creatures. Finally, we have a top of the top curve. We have Artisan Kozilek. Believe it or not, it's a penny. And yeah, this is a really big creature. It can grab any creature from your graveyard directly into the battlefield, which could be, I don't know, like a Hydra Broodmaster. You can try again once your opponent passes your board. Hurricane is just a classic card to deal with flying. Once again, there's just not enough flying in green. So that's the deck tech. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching the video. If you'd like to see more of this content, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to click the bell icon below. Thanks for watching Magic Gathering Strat. I hope to see you soon, and goodbye.